The past 2 days I was just thinking about different ideas I could do for this game, and with the positive feedback I got from the last video, I decided to put so much more time into this. If you saw the last video, you could definitely see some things have changed, like the HUD, following with what's going to make the game actually fun: weapons. My first choice to select weapons was a quick select like this, which I'm not kidding, took me about 3 or 4 hours to make, but I thought I could definitely make something way cooler. Now the only other problem was holding 2 things at once, but I'll fix it later. By fixing it later, I just hit up my friend Chad, say hi to Chad everyone, and being as specific as I can, I got some answers that I could definitely use to fix it later. Going back to the weapon wheel idea, I didn't want to use buttons that I had before because it looked kinda tacky. Now with this new system, it acts as like GTA, a hover and release system that works perfectly. So a little rundown with how the weapon system is going to work. You will first find basic weapons like a crowbar and a pistol in sort of the tutorial phase, but as the game progresses you can find some better weapons, but the whole point of stealing items are so you can sell them for cash. Then with the soon to be hideout that the player will call its base, you can be able to buy and sell from the black market idea that I mentioned before in the last video, and purchase/unlock different weapons you can choose to equip. I don't know why I decided to do this, but I spent half of my day creating the first level for the game. I wanted to create the first level for the character just because I knew I already had some good progress going. I literally just threw in already what I had and I was just going to go from there. Whenever I would try and create a project in the past, I always got sidetracked on something like creating a level, and never on the basic functionalities of the player. Once I was happy with the first world, I went straight back to my player controller to try and fix all the bug issues that I had first with the AI. Once I spent about an hour on bugs, I decided to set up the scene a little cleaner. Right now I have throwable items like grenades, guns, and melee weapons like crowbars. Some of you guys might be wondering what these images are. These are just some placeholder images I had in some of the assets that I had downloaded. They're just holders until I get real images. Spending the next 6 hours of my time, I just focus on the weapons. I wanted to create a really cool system that kind of just works with anything I wanted to add later in the game, and this is what I've come up with so far. It is simple, but it's working so far, so I'm just going to keep adding to it. Eventually it'll be a whole modular system. The last thing I kind of wanted to add was a way to switch out what type of weapon you were going to use. I had to think about a way that this would work with everything that I was importing, and I finally found a solution. What you see on screen is kind of me just creating it and messing around with it. Okay, you see now that we're in the play area? How I made this system work is that the first thing that you pick up is the first thing that's going to be into your hotbar. Every type of weapon after that will just become an unlockable weapon. And later when I create kind of the hideout for the player, you'll be able to choose what type of melee, pistol, rifle, or throwable that you want that is unlocked to you. So this is kind of everything that I've been working on so far. It kind of all came together pretty smoothly. The next step is just adding all the parts that are missing for each one of these. Just like different types of sound effects whenever you're shooting or whenever you're pulling out a different item. Here you can kind of tell that I was testing around different audios, but I appreciate the feedback I got from the last video and you guys watching. I'm kind of starting to fall in love with this project, so you can definitely expect more coming. Of course, I appreciate any comments that you guys have or suggestions, and I'll see you guys in the next devlog.